Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked podcast, featuring your hosts, Locarthemanbeast, and me, the Lobster Dust.
We're still talking about Elden Ring.
Last night you said that. Died.
That will never not be funny. That will never not be funny.
That and when the game works, it's a 10. Those are the two that stick with me.
Oh, God. How you been?
I don't know if I should show my jury summons on stream, but I've been good.
Yeah.
I might have jury duty.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Or you go to jail.
It works crazy.
Or you go to jail. Who cares?
I know. What did somebody was like, man, I don't even go to those things. You know, find me. Like, oh, just say like you never got it. Like this like piece of paper, I physically like went into the courthouse because I lost my other ones. I was like, hey, I need a new jury summons. Like I didn't get it. You came in yesterday.
I love the idea that's like, well, that's your civic duty. You're supposed to like, because it's a jury of your peers or whatever. I was like, I don't fucking know these people. They're not my peers. Like I don't give a shit. Send them all to jail. Who cares? Right or wrong, just put them in jail. Right to jail.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'm the worst, dude. I'm the worst. They'll call and ask you questions. Like, the lawyers will come up and they do like a, couple questionnaire type of thing to see if you're actually worth it, whatever. That's my excuse all the time. Like, well, what do you think? Just send them to jail. Well, you haven't even heard of the cause. Who cares? Send them to jail.
The prosecutor's like, oh my God, he's fucking perfect.
And then it's like, well, you send them to jail. No, send them both to jail.
Yeah,
if they took the time to come in and deal with, send them both to jail. Put them both in jail. I don't give a shit. I'm done.
They're taking time out of my day. Fuck them.
Yeah,
you too.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Oh man.
But it's also really shitty too because they're like, you have to serve your 8 hours. So sometimes you'll go and be like, your group doesn't get called, and it's like, okay, cool, so I can leave. And they're like, well, you need to kind of sit around. We'll dismiss you like if we don't need you. And it's like, okay, so you'll sit around for a couple more hours, and then you just be like, if you're not gonna it's noon, like we're gonna go to lunch. Like if you're not gonna call me, just let me go. Like no, you got to sit and wait for your 8 hours, and then usually someone comes out with like the 5 hour mark, and it's like, okay, you guys can go. Fuck you people. Like no one is like at fucking 3 PM gonna need a jury trial. It's like it's not gonna happen.
Ugh. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Or at this point, just do it. Just make me do it.
It sucks though. You get federal minimum wage for serving on jury duty. And so you get federal.
My employer will let me use sick pay for it.
Well, that's the problem. You shouldn't have to use fucking sick pay for it.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to dip into your own.
How much I make per hour? Would you like to pay me to be a juror?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is how much I make. You're gonna make me make federal minimum wage. I am literally going to fucking destroy your client.
Oh, I should. What has your client done? What house has your client pledged himself
with
to?
With a dark wizard mask?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say where these.
Sir, you're in a courtroom, right? Have you seen that clip going around recently? It's like a chick in like Portugal or Spain or something like that, and she's talking to the judge, and the judge is like, you can't just leave your husband. He's your husband. You can't just leave him behind when times are tough. Like you guys had this whole thing. And she's like, no, you don't understand. It's impossible to live with them. And she's like, why is it impossible to live with him? She like looks dead at the judge, and she's like, he thinks he's Napoleon. And the camera just cuts to the guy, and he's in full on Napoleon garb with his hand in his shirt. So funny. Every time that
shit.
and he's just deadpan. He's not smiling. He's not looking. He's just stand there. It's just deadpan. Oh Christ.
Fuck.
Man, fuck indeed. So you not playing any Harry Potter. We talked last night before this podcast, so not too much more Harry Potter.
Nope. I'm gonna stand still. I'm gonna start my own character. I'm gonna let it sort me appropriately, and I'm gonna go full asshole mode.
Yeah, I love it. Because you're Hufflepuff now?
Yeah, and I wanted to I chose Hufflepuff. Because I think they wanted to put me in like Ravenclaw first. I was trying to pick like Hufflepuff answers, which I don't know. I was just like nerdy bitch boy. Was that like what I was thinking?
Yeah.
Because I don't really know what fucking Hufflepuff. They're like, Hufflepuff is known for hard work.
Yeah.
And you'll be known for your work ethic. It's like, what the fuck? Didn't know that. So I was trying to do it, and they like put me in Ravenclaw. I'm like, no, I want to be fucking dorky ass Hufflepuff and then be an evil wizard.
Right.
But yeah.
So I didn't get to choose because my first house they tried to put me in was Slytherin, and I don't know if it's because I have that stupid Harry Potter World account or whatever where I got put into Slytherin, and it's like,
did you link them?
Yeah, I did link, so I assume that's what ended up happening. So I didn't even know what the process was to choose another house.
They just ask you questions.
Oh, okay.
They just like if this were to happen, what would you do? Like, how would you describe yours? Kind of like the same thing as like the quiz for that Harry Potter World thing.
Okay.
And then it's like, you sound like a Ravenclaw. And I was like, fucking no. Like, drag one down. I was like, oh, okay. Which house do you think you should be?
Are you Ravenclaw in your Harry Potter World?
No.
What are you? You're Gryffindor, aren't you?
Gryffindor.
Fucking turd.
I know, it's so like cliche. Fucking, like, I'm so fucking brave. Like,
so terrible.
Stupid.
Oh, I mean, you could bait those quizzes into whatever you want. That's how I baited it into the Slytherin house. So.
Oh, I answered as honest as I could.
Oh,
just to see, hoping that I would get. I was like, oh, let's see what it is. Like, let's see what house I really belong in. I was like, motherfucker, are you kidding me?
I mean, I guess baiting the quiz is the most Slytherin thing you could do too. So
yeah, well, we can tell what you're doing, buddy.
Oh man, so yeah, we started playing Division 2 again.
Yeah.
It's been interesting.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm not super big into like third-person shooters, but it's fun.
What other third-person shooters have we played?
Oh, I don't. Fortnite. I mean, I don't think there's been a lot of third-person shooters since
Gears of War.
I was gonna say Gears. Like Konami had a few games that I played like way back in the day, but this is like
a different
Xbox
scenario.
360, like PS2 days.
Yeah, Metal Gear.
A long time since. Yeah, but Metal
not,
Gear, like Splinter Cell, I wouldn't really say those are like third-person shooters where they're more
espionage based.
Like
yeah.
I can see like third person for like that. I guess
sure.
PUBG, we play PUBG. That's a third person.
I mean, I play PUBG in first person modes. I can't play PUBG in third person mode. I fucking die more times than not because I can't tell where my character's at. I'm like, oh, I'm peeking a wall, but I'm just standing on the outside of it.
Oh, I just run directly against the wall, push my face against it, and then like just move the camera.
Have you seen that? There's Viva La Video Games or whatever. They're like
yeah.
You see he's like standing up against the wall. There's like two guys over there. They got a gun. Okay, if he moves to the left, he moves back. He's like, okay, yeah, it's just the two of them. All right, I'm gonna throw a grenade. He just gets two killed. The guy's like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh man.
Too funny.
Those guys were on a hot little streak for a minute.
I was watching all their content. It was fucking hysterical, man.
I didn't even know what PUBG was. That's what showed me what PUBG was.
Oh, really? Those guys? Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and then everybody started calling it PUBG, and then they rebranded to a free-to-play game and called it PUBG Battlegrounds. So it's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yeah, it's like the Los Angeles, Anaheim of Angels. What are they? What is it? The Anaheim or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, but when you
Yeah.
break down like the Spanish saying, it's like, oh, the Angels of
Yeah.
Angels.
Oh Christ. That's Call of Duty Black Ops Blackout Battle Royale. The original one. Blops.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah. Dude. How you doing on your diet?
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Absolute shit.
Yeah.
Absolute shit. Yeah. My girl. Oh, I'm not gonna put this on my girl. I like food. But my girl's like, what do you think if like we do like this for dinner? And I'm like, sounds fucking delicious. I guess we will.
Yeah, but she's also got the metabolism of like a fucking 10-year-old, bro.
That's the problem. That's the problem. She's like, oh my god, I can't see my abs anymore. And me, I'm like, oh my god,
I can't see my dick anymore. This is lunch. This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 days.
That's disgusting.
I just pulled it out of the toilet. It goes through me and I just re-scoop.
Just barf.
It is cayenne pepper, honey, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, and water. I'm day 2. I'm fucking starving. I'm starving.
I bet.
I'm so hungry.
You feel weak?
No, I don't feel weak yet. I had a headache. I woke up with a headache. So it was like yesterday I did it all day. I was like, I'm really fucking hungry. Like I woke up this morning. I was like, okay, I'm ready to eat a foot. Like I'm fucking I will do anything for food at this point. You wave a chicken nut in front of my face, I'd suck dick. I got one more day of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are the shits?
I mean, they're always liquid, so
yeah.
Nothing really changes at that point.
Oh man. What is it, like lemon juice, cayenne pepper, honey, and
apple cider vinegar? And then dude, yeah, and you just choke it down. I put a lot of cayenne pepper in this one because I was like, I want it a little spicy. Just like good for you, you know?
I guess.
Yesterday's was much more spicy than today's. So I was like choking it down yesterday. And I was like, after a certain point, I was like, my lips are on fire. Bro, I told you I was doing the supermodel diet. I've been eating paper towels, been drinking this shit.
Oh man.
I'm trying to cut weight. I'm down like 5 pounds, 6 pounds. It's not enough. It's all water weight. Because we only have like a month left of this challenge. Oh man.
Trying to look for something that's inedible but also edible.
Yeah.
It's like within reach.
What was that thing? What was you think you sent me or sent the chat? It's like everything in this room, like no cell phones or anything. Is like nothing is edible in this room. What was that?
Yeah. So I went to like the foot doctor.
Okay.
The Dolores Umbridge lady.
Okay.
And I like sit down and like every like office like has like a like no cell phones please, like blah blah blah. And then there's just a big sign that says nothing in this room is edible. And I was like, what the fuck? Like what kind of people you put in here? You just come in, so people just rifling through the door, shoving shit in their mouth. Like I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It makes more sense that it's a foot doctor. It's like
does it?
How many feet you put in your mouth?
I don't know. This is weird.
That is a weird.
I sat there staring at the sign for 5 minutes before I took the picture.
You sent it to me. I wasn't staring there like for 5 minutes too. I was like, why? Oh, it was on your Twitter, right? Is that what it was? It was like, it's like, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
So lost.
Oh man, it's too funny. All right, do you want to get into the gaming world talk? I really want to talk about this.
Get into it.
Okay.
Sons of the fucking Forest.
Oh, okay. I was gonna go in the opposite direction. We'll finish.
I know where you were going.
Okay, we're gonna finish with that.
Dive down this.
Okay.
Sons of the Forest. I'm fucking hooked. Can we rent servers?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked it up. It's still in. It literally has been out for 4 days.
I want a server.
Okay. I mean, sure, we can do that. I'm sure that they have a server. I'm sure that there's a server set up for that. That should not be an issue.
That game's weird. That game's fun.
Yeah.
That game's...
Did you play? Did you play the Forest with us? You missed the Forest, right?
I bought the Forest, and then Sons of the Forest came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Motherfuckers.
Because we put the videos out for the Forest, which was cool.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, super weird. Yeah, Sons of the Forest is super awkward. Super awkward. Like really fun awkward. So cool thing that we that I discovered with playing with you guys last night. So when me, Cliff, and Aaron started it up, you know, we got our fucking helicopter crashed up on the mountain, up on the snow mountain range. And it was a completely different animation than when we landed in the trees last night. So completely different starting experience altogether. Totally cool. Then finding out that the playthrough that we had versus the playthrough that we're on, the caves and the items are in different locations. So it is legitimate. It's not procedural in that aspect, but enough that like it makes a little bit more sense that every playthrough can be a little different. So you don't always have the same experience. Like, because the problem with the Forest is like, well, if you need X thing, you can just always go to this one location and pick it up. You know, so having that kind of randomized makes the map feel a little bit bigger. And so when me, Cliff, and Aaron played, we didn't do any base building at all. We just went hard tilt into like survival and just like running around, just killing things, trying to fucking collect as many items as possible. And so last night's experience of us just building a base camp, putting everything together, and then doing the cave at the end of the night was fucking super fun. Like I had a ton of fun just building that little piece of shit, you know? And
I want 8 people in the server. I want teams. We're hitting the caves from both sides.
Yeah.
Meeting in the middle. Oh,
see, that's a big thing about it too, is like also wondering how, so like loot works by everybody. It's not shared. Well, it is, it is shared-ish. So if I opened up a thing and you went and you picked up the thing, we're good to go. So I wonder what happens if I run to the other side of the map, open something up, and then someone else later comes to that thing. Would that item still be there, or will it be different? I mean, I think like the big story piece items, like the baton that we found, that me, Cliff, and Aaron never found, the grappling hook that me and Cliff and Aaron never found. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if those items would still be there for the other person, or if they would lose all the small things like the duct tape, the rope, shit like that, because that stuff doesn't seem to be replenishable at all. Like once you've gone through a camp, that's it. It's done. So there does seem like kind of a limited amount of supplies that you can kind of acquire within the game. So, which also makes me, yeah, go ahead.
Sean and Aaron went into ours today. Just to fuck around on the base. And I think we went through 2 day cycles. Every day, I think those containers that are around where the crash was refill.
What?
I kept getting new stuff from.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta fucking watch, dude. I don't know what to do with it, but I gotta watch.
You make time bombs.
I guess. I don't know. I gotta watch.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't think it was replenishable, because if it is replenishable, then absolutely, fuck it. Who gives a shit? Make the server happen.
Yeah.
Because that was my next thing, is that if it's not replenishable, the big thing is that it is a story-based game. There is a clear-cut start and finish of this.
Yeah,
there's like,
you build a house, you meet your 3-armed wife, and you bang her with everybody on your server.
Did you guys get her inside the house yet?
Yeah.
She's there?
Yeah.
So what?
And she keeps. We were just watching her for a while, just like kick rabbits and eat them. She just walk up and just boot a rabbit, then go pick it up and eat it. And then she's covered in blood. And she goes, washes the blood off. And then she's like, "Here, I got you berries." And you're like, "Fucking okay, whatever."
So later,
she just runs off and kicks another fucking rabbit.
Apparently, later in the game, you find guns and you can give her guns. Like she's like a one companion that you can't tell what to do, but she will follow you around or like help out in combat. So there's just pictures online of her like holding a fucking Glock and a shotgun in the other 2 hands and just blowing people up. And it's like, this is dope. So
I saw when she came to give me berries for the first time, I was like, oh, so I like tried to give her something back. I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked, and it's just like a blank thing for a gun. Like, oh, am I supposed to hand you a pistol?
Yeah,
I don't know if
exactly.
I trust you like that.
Not yet.
She's still a little skittish.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
I need to pick up.
I told you no sudden movements.
That's sick. Yeah. So that is cool. I do like that it is a little bit more random. So no matter whose game you jump into, you can kind of, you know, be unique in your own right. I also wonder how big those servers will work until, because there's so many fucking trees. So once you start building an actual base, I have to wonder at what point does it get like
overly laggy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll have to play around with it, but I mean, like,
the whole Valheim thing, kind of.
Yeah.
How like it's good until like you build a super base and then like everything loading in and like mapping all the textures and stuff just lags the game out.
That's the problem with 7 days. Like after so many day cycles in 7 days, the tick rate's so high that like the game just struggles to exist. Like when we had our world, when it was me, you, and Sean, we built that like we took over the fire station and like built that base up and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then I had moved out to the wastelands and built another base out there. So every time I loaded in the game, it just chugged for like 10 minutes. And then it would like exist for a little bit. And then every time I went to a different biome, it was just dying. But that game is massive too. You know what I mean? Depending on the size of the map. And it's not like highly optimized. So I don't know. Sons of the Forest is cool. I want to get back into it. I want to play more of it. That might be the palate cleanser I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Because it's
just goofy fun.
It's just goofy fun. Yeah, it's creepy.
The fucking like, what the fuck is this? That thing just undulating in the crevice.
Yeah, the fact that
Sean, get over here! We're poking a thing,
and it just explodes. The fact that it got stuck in a wall is probably the coolest thing about that, because I'm sure as shit that thing was not supposed to be there.
Thank God.
Yeah, yeah.
We would not have been prepared.
It is a super fun game. I just like the aspect of the building too. I feel like the building in that game is one, it's a lot better than the Forest 1's building, because the Forest 1 you would like put down a thing that you think would be built, and then you have to like grab materials and then add it to it. Where this one you can like literally like place and drop things on top of it. So it feels a little bit more free flowing, a little bit more actual buildy. But it was a lot of fun just building the house last night and just doing nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And then the fact that we found fish right next to where we were at, like, holy shit.
Oh, we got God spot.
Yeah, we did. We literally
did. That fucking deer just jumping over the roof
of our house. So many times I go inside, there's just a deer stuck, and it's like, what the fuck? So,
fucking, oh man.
Oh fuck. I also was up way too late playing that game. This morning was rough. Like trying to get situated. Like I've not been sleeping well, and I was like, oh, I'm so tired. So if we're playing this game, we got to do it at like decent hours.
Yeah, and we were into the wee hours.
I think we cut off at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Tired. Oh Christ. So at least there's no cheaters in that game, huh? Okay, you got one more?
Time out.
Time it.
I gotta go grab something. Technical difficulties. We'll mark a cut right here.
Right here? I'm not marking any fucking cuts. Plus, I like to watch him walk away. I hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you walk away. Dyson? Ew, what is... Are those just fake flowers sitting on the desk over there?
Yeah.
Ew. Vacuums just sitting out. What else we got? It's an awful mirror. There's no color in this house. That's a problem. It's just bland. Bland.
Tarkov, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Tarkov. It is a nice plate carrier. It's a full-on bomb vest, dude.
Oh, it is.
I want to drop kick you in that thing.
It still do probably what this last one did. The transference of a kick to the ribs doesn't really change much.
It's a big boy. All right, Tarkov. The fuck is wrong with Tarkov?
Okay, first off, let's talk about what's right with Tarkov.
Okay, let's start with
Addicted.
Why?
I love it.
Yes, why?
Because it hates me. It wants to hurt me, and it hurts me so bad, and it does so good at it, but there's just nothing like the difficulty, I feel like my heart rate jump when I get into a big firefighter, when you get one of those like fucking S tier loot items, you're like, holy shit. And it's like I've made it past that point where like I'm starting to understand it more now. So now like the what you're working towards makes more sense.
Sure.
Like how you're progressing. I mean, you can just like bust through the missions, but if you actually like read the missions, there is kind of a story and like a lore behind it all that you find out. Like Jaeger sending you out to like do stuff, but he mentions like Reshala, for instance, like he's like, oh, he used to work with him at the factory, and the people that guard Reshala are like, their name translated just means factory worker.
Mm-hmm.
So they all worked with him at the factory before he became this like warlord, and then they just opened up like the guy at the lighthouse and stuff. There is like an expandable lore that's out there.
Okay.
The goons used to be like USEC people, but like they saw an opportunity to take advantage of like a war-torn land. So these like top tier operatives that used to like help fight people are now just these like roaming hyenas that just kill and eat everything.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just into it. I love it, and I love the guns that you can fucking like build and stuff, and like I love it, and I'm such a low level, I don't have to worry about the cheaters.
The thing about Tarkov still to this day that like gets me is that it is sweat. It is sweat, which is totally fine. But because the longer the game goes on, the harder and harder it is to get into it, right? Like, because the knowledge is so advanced for the people that are in the game, the longer that you stay out of it, the threshold of you catching up to those people is so far advanced that you will always be behind, unless you're just a god tier gamer, which I'm not. I peaked. I'm not. Hey-o. But I mean, that is one of the biggest issues I have with it. Outside of that, the game is fucking fun. It's cool. I love realistic military base shooting and things like that. Like, I love the realism in itself. The over fucking complication and the healing process could probably, be adjusted a little bit in that game. Yes, there's no fucking reason. Okay, I'm okay. I get it. You fell from a height, you sprained your ankle, you broke your ankle or something. There's okay with that. Oh, you got shot here, bleed out. But there's so many different little things. Like, okay, we'll bandage here, we'll take this, we'll pop fucking pain pills here. It's like, no, it's okay. It's okay to like reduce some of that. You don't need to have all of that.
Oh, that's kind of the fun part too.
Maybe.
When you're like, you fall, you're like, oh, thank God I remembered to bring a fucking splint. You split your leg up, you get into a fucking fight, and you're like, your guy's just fucking like coughing because your thorax is black, you're bleeding out, you're like, what the fuck? Like, you go and like on the guy, like he has what you need, you're like, fucking yes. Like, it's those like shitty moments. It puts you in a terrible position, and it's those moments like where they're far and few in between, but like when it does, you're like, yes, it's a high that you can't describe.
But it's 1 out of fucking 60 times when you go to loot the body, you're like, you don't have it either, and I bleed out on my way to extract. Like, you know what I mean? Like, more often than not. And that's
what makes those moments so special.
I don't know, but that's the same fucking heroin high that you're chasing in other video games too. You're chasing that one fucking thing. Tarkov is beautiful in its own right. It is very, very cool.
But there's lots of mini highs. Because
you just living to extract is enough of its own high.
I know.
That's
the first.
That's the first side.
You're like, I just extracted it.
I did.
I just navigated across this map. That's so foreign.
That's my favorite one. I did it without anyone else sherping me. I was able to find my extract on my own and not die.
That's your first one.
That's
your second one. I killed some scavs. I got some shit with some scavs. I killed them. I looted and I extracted. Ooh, that's good.
I remember.
Then I got somebody's fucking dog tags. That's a good high too.
But the one that always caught me is I found my first key.
Ooh.
It's just like open up fucking, you know, apartment buildings or whatever and like go in and like bottom floor and like got a key. And I was like, oh, it's fresh. It's here. I finally have my first key and just straight in my ass pocket. I'm like, I'm going, dude. I'm not losing it. So, you know, there are some cool things about that game. There are some very, very cool, interesting points. I think, and this is what is blowing my mind, is the rampant cheaters in the video game. Right? Like, we know that there are cheaters in all video games. That's fine. We get that. Anything that is a free-to-play game, anything that is a free-to-play game, is fucking, you know, is cheating. You know, they're gonna fucking, you're gonna find them left and right. They're gonna be everywhere. Me and Cliff were playing. God, what were we playing? I think we were playing Apex one night, and we dropped with some random kid, and he was like, "Hey, you guys need those Tarkov cheats?" It's like, what? And he's like, you guys want Tarkov cheats? No, why? So you play Tarkov? He's like, yeah, a little bit. He's like, yeah, I got the cheats. I'll hook you up. Just a random in Apex Legends was trying to get me cheats. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck. And so I did. I Googled Tarkov cheats. Bro, it is incredible how easy it is to get them.
Yeah.
Not only is it incredible to get them, yeah, sure, they can cost quite a bit of money. But if you know enough people or you're in the Discords, people will just send you the cheats for free. You don't even have to pay. You don't even have to pay. Now, here's the kicker, and this is the thing that doesn't make sense in Tarkov. Well, it does make sense, and I'll get into this in a little bit for Tarkov, but that is a paid game. That's a paid game. That's not free. That's not like
just like a paid game. It's a game that you paid a lot for, that you literally have to like give them like your bank account number so that they can verify. Isn't that what the process? There's something weird like that where you're like, you have to like.
I don't know what it is nowadays. I got Tarkov way back in the day. I got Tarkov in like 2016, 2017 maybe.
Oh, I played Tarkov before it was cool.
That's right. That's right. I was there before the cheaters. But maybe yeah, because you have to give them a lot of information or whatever. But the problem is, once you get your account banned, you have to spend at least $50 to fucking get the game again.
$50 at minimum.
Minimum. That's what I'm saying.
That's if you want like the little itty bitty baby stash.
Again, I'm not struggling with my stash.
You should see mine. Oof.
Yeah, but you're a hoarder. Look at your. Look at your. But that's what I'm saying. I sold everything unless it was mission based stuff. I get rid of it, and if I need it for a mission, I just went back out to hunt for it. But then again, when I was playing Tarkov a lot, there wasn't these crazy fucking missions that you have now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hunting GPUs and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's
Even from last wipe to this.
100%. 100%.
A lot of new stuff.
Totally fine. Totally fine. But so the smaller bag never really mattered at that point. The issue now is that when I had the smaller bag, there's no real way to get a bigger bag unless you just buy the game again.
Buy EOD.
Yeah, fuck that noise. We're getting off topic on that.
Off topic, yeah.
Shit is angering me though. That's also one of the reasons why I don't want to play, because it's Star Citizen for shooters. Yeah. But it's also one of the, you know, the crazy thing. Again, sidebar. When Tarkov's at the end of its season, all of those people are done playing Tarkov, go to Star Citizen.
Because they want something that's frustrating.
Yeah.
God, this pisses me off. Let's play it.
Yeah, exactly right. They haven't beat themselves enough. So, okay. So anyway, not a free-to-play game. Cheaters are rampant. Cheaters are rampant in that game.
Cheaters are rampant. This is established. What is astonishing to me is because like there's sometimes in the Tarkov community, you run into like, especially like when you're new,
Uh-huh.
like somebody will just like VoIP you and they'll be like, "Hey Timmy," because they can just tell like what you are holding. You're like,
Sure.
"Oh, he's new." What you're doing, like how
Yeah.
long you're spending looting,
Yeah.
and like somebody will be like, "You knew?" You're like, "Yeah." How'd you know? Like, "Oh, I can fucking tell."
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what's your quest? Like, come here. And they'll
Yeah.
drop you stuff,
Right.
and sometimes they'll even like bring you to extract and stuff like that. Like, there is a good part of the Tarkov community.
Sure.
But the last few weeks, holy shit. I've never seen a community get so toxic.
Yeah, and toxic over something that was probably the most beneficial thing that you could come for this game. So for the people that are watching this, there's a video by the guy named Goat who he put this video out on YouTube. We might actually even link it because it's a fucking great video. Yeah. It's a great video. And he was like, the cheaters are rampant and there's not really a whole lot of proof. So what he did is he got a secondary account and downloaded a cheat. At first he was like, I was going to get someone who knew about the cheats or whatever could help me out with this thing. And the guy he knew from another video or whatever literally said, I am more scared of the cheat makers than I am of the Tarkov developers. Like, I won't help you out because I'm more scared about something happening with the cheat developers than with the fucking Tarkov developers. That right off the bat is like, I'm sorry, what? What?
They're gonna break your fucking legs.
Or they're just, or you just can't trust those fucking people is what it comes down to. You're playing with the mafia at that point. But it is one of those things like, hell no, man. So he gets a secondary account. He buys his own cheats. He installs them. He doesn't say where he got the cheats. He didn't say how much he paid for them. He just said, you can look on Google and you can find this shit everywhere. He installed the ESP cheats. And then the whole video is him just fucking trying to discover other cheaters in Tarkov.
Also important to note, never killed anybody.
Never killed anybody. That was his whole thing was to never kill
other than discovering other cheaters.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What he said, because some of the comments definitely said that people have been killed by him multiple times. So that kind of like sparked another whole fucking controversial thing. So he goes through this whole fucking video and he's trying to meet up with cheaters, and like you can see, like, because he has a mini map thing and like the cheat, like the cheat shows where all the people are on the map and shit like that.
It's outrageous.
It's outrageous.
Their name, their level,
how many kills,
many rounds they have in their gun,
what
ADR, what gun they have out.
Yeah, items on them, healing packs, shit like that. So you can see all these fucking different things. And so as he's going through and doing all this, I guess he discovers the lean. And this is kind of plays a good point, because the end of the video, the guy he was interviewing said the biggest thing, and that it actually hit home in a way, because once you discover the lean, this was like this internal way that other fucking cheaters communicate with one another, because you can't see the person unless you're using the cheats, because they're through walls, they're on the other side of buildings and stuff like that. But if I'm using the cheats and you're using the cheats and we lean back and forth,
they lock on to each other.
Yeah, we know that we're looking at one another and we're both using cheats. And so it was a way for cheaters to like kind of know that each other are cheating, and that's how you could have that conversation with them, push all the way through.
And that's what's wild, is like, it's like cheaters versus the rest of the lobby. They see each other and they're like, all right, let's go fuck everybody up together.
Yeah. Or it was, and like that guy, like he was saying, so he did this, he said he did 100 and some odd raids, 120 raids or something like that. And probably throughout 60% of them, there was a cheater. And, the video is 45 minutes long. The video of him recording him being in the raids was probably 30 minutes long. So the end of the 15 is him, doing an interview with a guy. But again, it was just really interesting to see. And his whole thing was like, I was always trying to get them to confirm that they were cheating. Right? Like, because you never know. He's like, some people can just be fucking cracked, and that's just what it is. He's like, but I always wanted to confirm it. So like he gets a guy who's like, he's like, oh man, nice kill. The guy's like, what? He's like, nice kill. He's like, oh, what was that guy's KDR? Like, did you see it? And he's like, oh yeah, he had like 15 or whatever. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it just feels so bad, man.
Or he'd be like, they'd be like in a stalemate, and he'd be like rocking back and forth, and the guy would VoIP, and he'd be like, "I see you got your knife out. You're okay."
Yeah.
Oh, through this whole building, you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Shit
Or like he
that.
was saying, I'm silent walking. You can't hear me. You don't know where I am. I'm not even moving. And then some guy's like, hey man, what are you up to? You know what I mean? There's all these little things that play into this point. Oh, it's so disgusting. Well, so the end of it, he interviews this guy, and the guy kind of hit a few points. The one thing he said was like, you know, because in the video he's like leaning or whatever, and he's like, he gets with another cheater. He's like, oh, thanks for not shooting me. He's like, hey man, you got to respect the lean. And then he goes into have that conversation. The lean used to be the communication thing between friendly people. It was
It's like the crouch up and down.
Yeah, it was you just being like, hey, I see this guy. We're fucking gonna play cool with one another. And that was the whole, that's what a lean or a crouch always was in that aspect. And the cheaters have ruined it. They've taken it. They've ruined it. You know what I mean? And that does feel bad. It does feel bad that gaming has gone that direction, you know, or games like this have gone into this direction.
You know, it is funny though. Since that video, I've ran raids and I've watched people, and people are now just like, they're like leaning, sprinting, but their characters just leaning for no reason. Everybody's talking about the wiggle.
Yeah, the wiggle is hot right now. But here's okay. So this is a big thing. The community, some of the people in the community lost their shit at GOAT. Right?
That's the stupidest fucking part.
Well,
that's the part that
I think, again, Lupo kind of said it best. Dr. Lupo said it best, where he was like, the people who are raging at GOAT over this type of situation is because their content is based, their money, their livelihood is based off of them playing this game. From their 100 to fucking 10,000 viewers is because they play Tarkov. So when someone comes out and actively pushes how bad it is, it does one of two things for the content creator. It either shows that the game that they're playing is fucking dog shit because the developers can't do anything to fix it, or it also makes you question that fucking streamer why they're so good.
Yeah.
You know? Well, how did you get those shots? How did you know he was there? And so it only breeds more toxicity, which honestly, I think should be the fucking thing. I think content creators and whatnot should be breeding toxicity when games are bad, not towards other content creators in general, because, you know, that's just kind of fucked, but towards the game itself. Breed the toxicity. Yeah, your game is dog shit. You cannot keep people from fucking hacking in your video game. Why? Why is it so bad? Well, it's just,
you need to buy more RAM.
Didn't buy enough.
Video?
Yeah.
Fucking everybody ripping at Nikita. Nikita's in a live stream. He's like, "You want the game to run better? Go outside. Find RAM. Put more RAM in your computer. Buy more RAM." What?
But you know, Dr. Lupo was also talking about too. He's like, you know, this is important. He's like, yeah, I don't think I respect anybody for buying cheats because it does kind of perpetuate the situation. And I think that's where a lot of people, the content creators, kind of doubled down on, oh, fuck this guy because he bought cheats. But he also did like an investigative journalism thing. You don't know if he didn't kill anybody or not. You don't know if he was honest in his video. You just kind of have to believe and assume that he was.
But I think the main point is, and like I've heard people say, like this video is made like every wipe. Like somebody's doing something like it. But this is the one that's been big enough, that's done well enough, that's really shedding it to, I mean, like I know there's cheaters in Tarkov, but I don't run into them because I'm such a low level. And you don't like understand the severity. You don't understand like the fucking like how they're working together. Stuff like that. I think this was just so well done that it puts it a tier above other exposés that might have been done for it.
Sure. I agree to that. I think the thing is that people bitch about it. The thing is people are sick of bitching, but they will continue to bitch, but they're not going to stop playing the game. right? So every time this video comes out, it drops some negative light. It also just reaffirms those deaths.
It should also be noted that when he did this, he's already quit Tarkov.
Yeah.
Like this was like his like I'm not playing Tarkov anymore like because of this. Like I'm just boycotting the company. I've been with them for how long?
Which again,
he did a majority of his career just on that.
Right, which is also another reason why I can see a bunch of people being angry about it. You're not even fucking playing the game. You really don't even give a shit the outcome of what you did, about whether or not you made it so much more like. And the thing is oh god, this is the thing that fucking pisses me off too, because you look at those cheats and you look at all that stuff and you go, well, if everybody else is fucking using them, what would be the point? Why not fucking use them? No, I mean, I respectively, I won't cheat. I won't cheat in those aspects. You know, I'm not going to cheat in the idea of trying to, you know, belittle my own personal experience on those types of things. But I can see people doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not talking about me personally. I'm
fair amount of people that
would look at that and go, well, if everybody else is doing it and I just want to play the fucking game, I just want to shoot some scavs, I want to loot some stuff and get some fucking missions done, and I want to stop losing all my goddamn loot every fucking time I walk into this game, why wouldn't you just download the cheats?
That's like the cheaters in Cycle.
Yeah.
When he was doing interviews, what was this? Tickle Me Pink?
Yep.
When he was doing interviews and they're like, oh, like I use the ESP mainly just to stay away from other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like,
again,
you're
like,
still taken away from the game.
I mean, are you? I mean, the game's yes. If in a perfect world no one was cheating, then using the ESP to stay away from people makes no sense, because it's like that's part of the game. But because the cheats are so fucking rampant, it makes perfect sense to be like, I don't know if that person's cheating or not, so I'm just gonna completely avoid people. Dude, it's such a fucking double-edged sword, because it's obviously not okay, but it is one of those things like the only option is to not play those games. Right? Or be totally comfortable getting run over by cheaters and losing all your shit. Or spending the only 2-3 hours of free time that you have being frustrated because of those situations. And that's something that, like, as we get older in video games, our time becomes a lot more limited. I mean, how many hours per week do you get to play video games? Not a lot.
No.
Couple, 3-4 hours tops between a few.
Like.
Yeah, you know, I do, because I'm a degenerate, but that's a different situation. You know, but for the most part, as we do start getting older and we have other priorities, it becomes really impossible for us to spend that time in games like Tarkov that are fucking high skill level and then just getting blown over by cheaters. And like what the guy was saying in the interview, which kind of hit home, he's like, it sucks because I don't want to play a game where someone goes, oh man, I got killed by a cheater, and my first reaction isn't, no dude, he was just probably better than you. My reaction is, yeah, you're probably right. You know what I mean? That sucks. But like he was saying, he was like, I also want to play a game, a skill game like this, where when I die, the first thing I want to think about is, okay, well, what did I do different? What did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? Why was that guy so much better than me? What was he using? How do I fucking combat that? So next time when I go in, I start to gain that edge of learning and becoming a better player. If you're just fighting against cheaters all the time, there's no way for you to become a better player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like then you're now stuck in this rut of, well, a game just does not progress because it's just rampant filled with cheaters. And if that's the case, it's like, then what is the point of playing it?
Yeah. Feels bad.
Feels bad. It feels bad because it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
You know, Tarkov in itself is fucking been hit with it fine for a long period of time.
Doesn't feel fun to wear this anymore.
Call of Duty's hit with it. Fucking Fortnite's hit with it. What else? Fucking the cycle was
big.
Everything big, or anything new, anything free. That's the problem. Is like when it is free, it's fucking slapped. And then so
because there's no consequences.
There's no consequences. Not only is there no consequences, but again, the biggest thing about it is also, like we were talking about the other night, we're looking for a game that is really going to grab you hold. Tarkov sounds like a game that could do great. But if 90% of my time is just frustrated, it's like, I don't want to spend the precious little time I have being fucking frustrated.
Nightingale.
If it comes out.
Don't say that. It's going to come out.
Bro, we haven't seen anything on Nightingale since its announcement.
Shh. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it, though?
It is.
You think? Yeah. What's its release date? Is it a TBA? It's a TBA. Yeah.
2024.
If that. And it's going to come early access when it comes out, too. And it just sucks, man. It just sucks because, okay, Nightingale. It's going to be fun because it's going to be like a crafting, building world thing. Party up. It's going to be our Rusts, our 7 Days to Die, our Sons of the Forest. But that doesn't, like, fill that shooter gap. You know, or that hole. That little part of your heart that's fucking missing that little pew-pew. You know what I mean? And I can't fucking play Call of Duty anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I gave it as much as I can. I think I'm gonna uninstall it because I cannot fucking play that goddamn game anymore. I'm so sick of the sweats. I'm so sick of playing it. It's just not fun. And like Resurgence is out and it has been fun and not fun all at the same time. It's back to the point where like you hit the drop and you're like, why are we still playing this fucking shit? Why did I press fucking play again? Why did I do that? Just get out of here.
Well, I mean, at least we have Sons. That's what I'm gonna put my focus into. Sons of the Forest. Redfall.
I'm really excited. I really hope Redfall's good. I really hope it's good. I hope it's got good replayability. I don't know what I'm looking for. That's the problem. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking like the best of everything, right? Like I'm looking for a Call of Duty shooter, something that doesn't feel so hindrance of like when you die, it's such a big reset. That's the thing about Tarkov too, is that like it feels bad when you die because it's not just you dying and needing to come back in. It's you dying and losing whatever progress you made, whatever items you had, whatever kit you built, gun you put together. You spent so much time fucking getting this thing all set up and ready to roll. And then you fucking walk in and get head beamed from across the map. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll fucking go fuck myself then. You know, shit like that. But that Tarkov style game, the daisies, the scums, like I just need something shuffled all together. It just doesn't exist. It's not there, man.
We'll find it.
Will we?
We will.
Too optimistic, man. You know what? Minecraft. Minecraft is a perfect game.
Tune in next week to find out that we still haven't found what we're looking for.
We'll never find what we're looking for. We'll never find it. Elden Ring. Star Citizen. Warframe. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.